Introducing Spotlight Collection Ireland from Native Instruments. 11 traditional Irish instruments captured in Milltown, Malbay, historically a mecca for Irish folk artists such as renowned musician Noel Hill, who contributed to the sessions. These intricately recorded instruments can perform in a wide selection of scales and rhythms, allowing you to craft true-to-life arrangements with ease. With built-in ornaments and articulations, explore pipes, fiddles, flutes and more. These are all performed in the traditional style of Irish folk, but malleable enough for almost any kind of production. True legato samples capture the nuanced expression of each instrument, alongside innovations for the Spotlight series, including polyphonic aftertouch and release velocity, helping to add expression and realism to performances. The powerful built-in mixer and studio effects make it simple to craft a professional sound. Those with the latest generation of Control S-Series keyboards enjoy extra benefits, including the light guide and hands-on parameter adjustment. First off, here are the instruments in action. This piece demonstrates all of the 11 instruments in an up-tempo folk context. Let's look at the instruments in turn, and I'll be calling back to this composition along the way. Here's the interface for the Irish flute, that delivers a warm, rich tone. Whether played fast or slow, this instrument allows for nuanced articulation. These 5 legends across the bottom of the interface give access to the main performance page, including editable instrument phrases, scale and tuning adjustments, mixing options including reverb, EQ and compression, instrument mapping visualizer for key switches, playable range and phrase triggering, and lastly, controller options for dynamics, poly aftertouch, release velocity and more. The features of each instrument patch are very similar, so if you know one, then the others are easy to navigate. Each instrument contains a range of authentic snapshots, featuring phrases triggered on the purple keys, that help you quickly audition the sounds. Dial more or less dynamic intensity here. Select a scale and root note, and the MIDI phrases will be mapped to the corresponding note without any loss in quality. Open the phrase editor to select just parts of a phrase, and assign any of the phrases to playback keys. The distinctive and percussive twang of the tenor banjo is instantly recognisable and favours many different playing styles, from melodic picking to strummed or rolling arpeggio accompaniment. Our composition is based partly around one of the phrases. Spotlight Ireland's MIDI export feature makes it easy to drag and drop MIDI phrases straight from the interface into a project. In this case, the tenor banjo MIDI is used with both the Irish flute and Bouzouki to reinforce the melody. Looking closer at the bouzouki, this instrument originated from Greece, but found a vibrant home in Irish folk. This unique stringed instrument has distinctive rhythmic and percussive qualities. Each of the 11 instruments also has performance page controls for essential sound shaping. In the case of the bouzouki, dynamics, body, and decay. A haunting and truly Irish sound, the Uilleann pipes are a bagpipe variant, with a chanter for melody, a drone, and 3 regulators for harmonies. Volume controls for drone, regulators, and release samples are featured on the performance page. Playing the pipes instinctively produces authentic true legato transitions and traditional ornaments triggered by an octave of red key switches. Detailed information about each ornament is shown on the mapping page. Depending on the key mode you choose, you can play either chromatically or with authentic scales and ornaments. Scale plays only in your chosen scale of an instrument, with other keys inactive. Completely chromatically plays every note on your keyboard. Extended, with non-scale notes replaced by ornaments, tuned to the note of their closest neighbour. White keys mode has scale notes on white keys and ornaments on black keys. For more detailed scale adjustments, open the Scale page, giving access to import even more scale types. Edit the ornaments applied to keys, change note function, and remap notes. Adjust tuning in as much detail as each and every note. Distinctively unique in ornaments and playing style to an orchestral violin, the fiddle is a versatile centrepiece of Irish folk bands, covering both expressive joy and the longing heartache of this island's music. Sound presets can be swapped here, from this hyped up modern feel to something more vintage. Or even a relaxed vibe. Open the mixer page to play under the hood of the sound presets. Each instrument has signal processing for main and reverb channels, with adjustments for stereo width, drive, and limiting. For the reverb, choose between 5 profiles, from room to hall, with pre-delay and size dials. Click the instrument and main buttons to access EQ and more FX adjustments. Thanks to the NKS capabilities of Spotlight Ireland, the sound preset has been automated in our composition from an ambient hall at the beginning of the piece to a smaller theatre space later on. The bright, high-pitched notes of the tin whistle really cut through the music, imparting a distinctive sparkle to traditional melodies. Fast and slow modes can be switched, depending on the style of your playing. Instruments have polyphonic aftertouch behaviour set by default. Check it out in the options page. In the case of the tin whistle, poly aftertouch is set to re-trigger a note over a poly aftertouch value of 100. But this can just as easily be changed to pitch for a vibrato type effect. With an instrument like the Irish harp, polyphonic aftertouch really comes into its own, allowing you to use aftertouch to dampen certain notes whilst letting others ring out. The Irish harp is celebrated for its gentle Celtic sound, and it adds an ancient quality to Irish folk melodies. In our composition, we've used various harp articulations, including scale-matched glissando and harmonics. The mandolin is another typical Irish folk instrument, featuring string pairs tuned in unison. Its crisp tone is often used for melodies. Hammer-on and pull-off scripting is automatic by default, giving the mandolin and tenor banjo completely authentic playback. Tremolo is a well-loved characteristic of mandolin performance, blended in with the mod wheel. It features throughout our composition, in combination with plenty of ornaments. Two accordion-type instruments are included: Concertina and button accordion. The button accordion is a favourite for melody-driven, lively dance tunes, with a separate octave of bass register. Mod wheel controls the bellows, introducing characterful pumping dynamics. And there's a dial for button noise. This accordion's responsiveness and staccato bursts are fully captured in Spotlight Ireland. I've used the short articulations in the majority of the composition, with more melodic material towards the end. Keeping the options page randomised dial at about halfway introduces subtle performance humanisation. The compact concertina is an expressive way to play melody and harmony. The release velocity feature is a subtle but important aspect of Spotlight Ireland. This will analyse how fast you release a key and adjust release times and release noises accordingly. With our composition's up-tempo end section, it's a useful addition to the concertina and Irish flute. Bodhrán is the heartbeat of Irish music. This single-frame drum can be played with a double-headed beater or sometimes by palm and fingers. The skin is struck using one hand, whilst the other hand is placed inside the drum, creating tension on the skin to alter the pitch. With a wide variety of jig and reel phrases in straight and triplet feels, you can adjust the groove, feel, and intensity with these dials. An octave of fill triggers has playing speed adjusted by the mod wheel. Three different types of beaters are available here, and in our composition these are switched using NKS automation. For completely realistic Irish folk instruments that are highly playable and authentic sounding, Spotlight Collection Ireland delivers accuracy and passion. Head to nativeinstruments.com for more information, including full product specifications and audio demos that take these traditional instruments into uncharted territories.